We're going to be talking about this upset, this huge win for the Indiana Pacers over the Cleveland Cavaliers, seemingly a team in the Pacers that got no respect from anyone. They were able to upset the Cavs in a huge Game 1 victory in Cleveland. What did Indiana do right? What did Cleveland do wrong? We'll talk about that in this video and discuss kind of the rest of the series and how this thing looks now with this win for the Pacers. Go ahead and like and share and subscribe if you're new here. Check out some more of our videos after this one. We're discussing the association on this channel. Appreciate you guys for being here. So let's dive into this a little bit. Tyrese Halliburton is one of, quote unquote, the most overrated players in the NBA in a recent survey. I don't really subscribe to that. I don't think he's overrated. I think he's a fine player. I think he's very good. Maybe some people feel like, there have been some moments where, he doesn't seem like he's good enough or whatever. Nobody's ever satisfied with players. We're always critiquing their game and seeing if they're underrated, overrated, whatever. But I think he's very good, and he's given the Cavs problems. And the Cavs did not make the proper defensive adjustments to what the Pacers were doing. The Pacers were knocking down threes from every which way. They shot 53% from the field and just about 53% from three. The lack of adjustments from the Cavs defensively is why this series is a 1-0 advantage in the Pacers' favor. The Pacers knocked down their shots, and the Cavs didn't really do anything to change what was happening during the game. The Cavs left the Pacers open in space to take and make those threes. Cavs in the zone, I think that zone is not working. The Pacers were able to shoot over it, and it might happen next game. The Pacers might not shoot 53% from three. But you're going to have to make that defensive adjustment. Now you've seen it. So it's not time to panic. The Cavs are not going to lose this series based off of this one game. But they do have a fight on their hands in the Pacers, who now have the belief in themselves that they can beat the Cavs in the playoffs. The Cavs have looked great all season. They've had a top-ranked defense all season. And their offensive efficiency has been super high for the duration of the season as well. This game was not lost by the Cavs because Darius Garland didn't play. This was a defensive effort problem in terms of not being able to close out. And maybe it wasn't really the effort for the Cavs. Maybe it was just being out of position. But I do consider that to be a problem that's going to have to get fixed. You have the defensive player of the year in Evan Mobley. You have Jared Allen, who's a very good defender. But seemingly putting him at the top to guard Tyrese Halliburton didn't seem like it was working. What do you think, Mr. Kenny Atkinson? Was a zone which is headed at the top by Jared Allen on Tyrese Halliburton, was that really smart? Did it work? You gave up 121 points to the Indiana Pacers in an NBA playoff game. There were multiple quarters where the Indiana Pacers seemingly just outplayed the Cavs. 36 points to open the game. They scored 28, 28, and 29 in each of the three quarters after that. Defensively, things weren't working. And the Cavs scored too. The Cavs dropped 112 points. The offense wasn't really the trouble. Donovan Mitchell was amazing. And maybe you could argue that Evan Mobley might have had to do more. Maybe. But I think defensively is where they're going to have to look at this. So the Pacers are going to look to recreate this recipe for success in Game 2, and the Cavs are going to have to make that adjustment. It's not time to panic if you're Cleveland. There's an adjustment to make. But that adjustment by Kenny Atkinson should have happened earlier in Game 1, and maybe they would have won this game. But props to the Pacers. I think they won this game as much as Cleveland lost it defensively. I want to give the Pacers credit. Cavs going to have to come out with some defensive urgency. Kenny Atkinson needs to make that adjustment, and I think the Cavs will be fine. But they did lose home court advantage. This series, at best for the Cavs, is going back to Indiana tied 1-1, where they're going to have to win a game or two in Indiana in this series. That's going to happen. Right now, I thought this was going to be Cavs in 5. Obviously, that can still be a thing. But just based on how the Pacers believe in themselves and their ability to kind of, I don't want to say out-hustle the Cavs, but they definitely were running them a little bit, right? I'm gonna go 6. I'm gonna go Cavs in 6. Like that's this win in Game 1 changes my outlook on the series. Absolutely. I'm not. I'm not going to panic. I don't think it's time to do that. But clearly the Pacers are going to be a tougher out than maybe myself included we're giving them credit for. Nice win for the Pacers. I'm very disappointed in my Cavs. You guys know I'm a Cavs fan. But we'll see how game 2 goes. What do you guys got? Project game 2 or predict it for me. I'm going to go with the Cavs. I think they're going to play much better defensively. I also think they're going to play better offensively. They'll be more efficient. We'll see how it goes. Drop me your comments. Like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you guys on the next one.